Hello everyone, and welcome to Module 3. For Module 3, we'll be exploring some other resources beyond the OER, the Open Educational Resources, that can be used with Google Classroom. Some of these resources might be what you use within the AEA system. Other resources are just supplemental, quality, vetted resources that are free. Some are freemium, depending on how much you want to use them, but these are also going to be explored in this module. Just a couple things for your introduction. Very simply, following the same format that we have the other modules. There'll be this tutorial to introduce Module 3. There'll be a tutorial here for your final project. These are research reviews. Again, I did this for my other class, and the content is still the same. We just have to match it to what we're doing in this class. So it won't necessarily be entirely catered to this class, but it'll still be what you need to know for your final project. And remember, another thing is due this week for the final project, and that assignment submission is right here. And then lastly, there will be a resource tutorial for the overview of the Module 3 resources, exploring supplemental resources for Google Classroom. We do have a forum this week, and the forum is over the questions to ask when adopting a tech tool. Now, when we say tech tool, we are referring that as Google Classroom. Google Classroom can be viewed in a lot of different ways, but regardless, think about where you were before Google Classroom, and then now think of yourself as you are integrating it, or thinking about integrating it, or have already integrated it. What questions do we ask ourselves when we adopt tech tools in our classrooms? We want to avoid tech for the sake of tech, and I think we started to identify why Google Classroom would be a positive versus a negative, and what the arguments would be for the use of Google Classroom. And I think there's some solid evidence to suggest that it is a quality resource. But there are also some counter arguments as far as why it might not be the best tool to use for your classroom as well. So basically, I want to take a step back again and be more mindful about what do we ask when we adopt a tech tool. How is this going to do several things for me as a teacher, but also how is this going to impact my students? And I hope that's part of your discussion this week. I look forward to reading through your discussions and seeing your thoughts on this question. Other than that, for your activity for this week, after you explore the resources, I just want you to come into here and submit a text submission. Again, I can't see your Google classrooms due to not being a part of your domain, but how we're going to work around this is I want you to show me, I want you to write out what resources you explored for this week, and I want you to share at least three thoughts, share at least three thoughts on at least three different applications you can see for the classroom setting based on the resources I shared during this module. Ideally it would come from at least three of four of them, but maybe it all comes from one of the resources, and you can share three different great classroom applications. That's what I want to see then. So you will submit that here. It's a text submission. You will actually write up your text submission on Moodle. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else out of the ordinary. Everything is due this Sunday by 11:55 p.m. That's this next Sunday. I hope I have the due dates correct. And your initial posts on the forum are due Thursday of this week by 11:55 p.m. Have a great week.